Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks to Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, and Rail Minister has apprised Prime Minister Modi of the latest status on the ground. Ashwini Vaishnaw has given details of the work on the spot to the Prime Minister. Remember, the Railway Minister, Ashwini Vaishnaw, has been on the ground ever since the first time he visited, and he's been there on the spot, and he's now apprising the Prime Minister of the latest ongoing work. It's a constant communication that the government at the centre, the state and of course from the Railway Ministry are in touch with each other, coordinating to ensure that one, rescue is at the earliest, relief is ongoing, but also remember these tracks will have to be cleared, because once the tracks which are, and it's going to be a very difficult task, once that is cleared, perhaps later trains can also then come and start with their functioning. So it's going to be an ongoing operation. Prime Minister has been apprised by the Railway Minister on the ongoing work right now. Let's go across to Apurva Jayachandran for the latest, but before that, I want you to take a look at this. Remember, at this point we are talking about more than 24 hours of rescue and relief work that is on. I want to go across to Aditya Vaibhav, my colleague, for that. Aditya, the Railway Minister has been on the site, and you are in Balasore right now, right where the accident and the terrible tragedy has taken place. What are we right now looking at with the updates that are coming in from on the spot? What has the Railway Minister said? Aditya.
Well, exactly. As far as the Railway Minister is concerned, the Railway Minister was actually along with another cabinet colleague, Dharmendra Pradhan, as well, while he inspected the track and the wreckage on ground. Interesting to note here is the fact that this is not the first time he is here in Balasore for visiting the wreckage and the rescue and relief operations, but he is there for quite some time and he is taking the stock of situation day in and day out. And interesting to note here is the fact that despite all his statements and remarks, he has given around what will be done to the debris, how long will it take to clear the debris, and how long will it take to take the railway to ensure that the track is open for normal routine operations. But then the Railway Minister did not utter a single word on the actual casualty figure, and we have been given to understand that it is the state government, Odisha government, that is going to give the final cumulative casualty figure. Back to you.
Aditya, also do tell us, what do you see on the ground right now? I cannot even imagine the families right now waiting for some word from those who were on the train. There are some who are still looking for their family members. How is the rescue relief work right now in Balasore around you? What do you see?
Well, exactly. As far as rescue and relief work is concerned, of course, it is progressing on a very incremental basis. More machines, more equipment, more men are being plunged in to ensure that the work is completed on time. But then, about the passengers who were also the victims of this entire mishap, they have a very different ordeal. We happened to talk to a couple of passengers who were there. They narrated an ordeal that was, you cannot imagine what sort of pain and agony they went into, and also the sort of helplessness, because they had to wait for somebody to come and take them out. So this was something very different, very peculiar. But then, as far as the different, you can say, treatment of the passengers is concerned, of course, if at all, more than 900 passengers have reported to be injured, and they are being treated into several different medical facilities. Interestingly, the governments have also come out with compensation and ex gratia amounts, but then the ordeal will continue to remain as a scar in the minds of the passengers. Back to you.
Aditya, stay on with me, because we are looking at these latest visuals also on our screen. Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has been visiting the hospitals where the survivors are and interacting with them. Remember, for anyone who's been able to survive this tragedy, it is no less than a miracle. There are, of course, injuries that many have suffered, whether grievous or minor, but it is the survival that many will believe is a rebirth for them. This, remember, is at a time with the ministers interacting with the survivors and the victims, and we'll continue to bring you this coverage.